Ben, B-E-N. My name is Ben.
What is your favorite memory in your entire life so far?
I would have to say that seeing my son for the first time when he was 6 months old was one of the favorite things. And of course, seeing my wife, even though it was because of a sad occasion. I was brought home from Germany because my mother was dying of cancer.
What do you know now that you wished you knew a long time ago?
Well, I wish I would have started saving money sooner, than I did. But I think it would have been very difficult for us to do. But I do see the value in saving as little as you can, just to start it.
If you could give one piece of career advice to someone, what would that be?
Go after the jobs that you're interested in. Maybe they're not going to last for 30 years like they did for me, but I think you have to be encouraged by finding something that you would like. You're not always going to find something you like, but you better take it because it's important that you work, Man needs to work, as my grandmother used to say.
If you could give every boy in the world some word of advice, what would you tell young men?
My advice to every young boy would be to be respectful and considerate to other people, and especially to women. And don't forget your mother.
If you could give a word of advice to every girl on the planet, what would it be?
My advice to every woman on the planet would be to, be supportive of your husband who is having a hard time keeping up with family and everything, and also to be independent. Don't walk behind. In fact, get up there and lead.
What do you feel is your greatest accomplishment so far?
I would like to think I've been a good parent and a good husband, and that's very important to me.
What would your word of advice to be to people to help different cultures and the world as a whole get along?
Traveling and getting to know and meet the people is one way of finding out what you don't know about them and try to understand them. It just changes your ideas about these people, and have an open mind. Don't go there with preconceived ideas about it. Be ready to change your mind. So, what's so strange about people of different color? And in our family, we have my brother-in-law is from the Philippines. Our daughter-in-law is from Japan, and so you just have to be open-minded about people, and if you want to learn about them.
How important do you believe that family life is?
Family life is probably the most important thing we have going, especially now. I think family is important to us too because the way I may have grown up. I lived, not very often with my parents. I frankly didn't get to know them, or they didn't get to know me either.
How come you weren't able to see your parents as much? What was the reason?
I was born in St. Elmo, Illinois. That was the time of the Depression. My parents, because of work, moved to Ohio, and so I stayed with my grandmother, and then 1 year I would live with my uncle, 1 year with my parents, and that went on until I was 14 years old.
If you could share something with your parents, if you could tell them something right now, what would you say to them?
Well, I would tell them I hope they didn't feel guilty about anything, because it was a product of the times, and they did the best they could. And I would also like to tell them that, your kids did okay, even though it wasn't that easy.
In your opinion, what is the meaning of this life?
I think the important thing in our lives is to be a productive person, to be supportive of your family, and to learn what's going on in the world and keep up with everything, which is very difficult to do nowadays in this digital world. And we experience that all the day in being 80 years old.